I've been asked to explain more about the muscle test. Why is it when we hold a loving thought or being in our mind, our muscles go strong? But if you hold a negative or evil being in your mind, you go weak. And you can try this at home, taking into consideration the prerequisites I spoke about in previous videos. In this video, I will talk about why this works and some of the history behind it. In the 1970s, there was a guy called Dr. John Diamond who was studying a concept termed life energy, which was his term for what ancient Chinese studies call qi. He explained that everything we encounter in our life affects this life energy in a positive or negative way. This energy affects not only the pathways we choose in life, but also our physical health. This study helped lead to the science of kinesiology, which is the study of a body's movement and well-being, but not only through physical but also neurological factors. He went on to found the Institute of Music and Health. And then another guy, Dr. David Hawkins, took the science of kinesiology to the next level. Through his own spiritual experience, he discovered that all of us are connected through our consciousness to one source. This part is really important, to one source. I'll come back to that. And so he took this knowledge into the field of kinesiology and discovered that our human muscles will go strong for a brief second when exposed to ultimate truth. Truth that takes all context, something humans can never contextualize. This truth does not have to be verbalized. That is why when we think of something loving, you will feel strength in your muscles. And when you think of something that lacks love or lacks truth, your muscles go weak. A good example is with athletes. We all know athletes that celebrate too early just to lose the race. Once you let in a negative thought in your mind, in this case pride, muscles go weak. The athlete that celebrates too early falls or fails. This muscle test is not a new phenomenon. It has been around for a couple of decades, but it has not yet created an M field. For all the science nerds out there, you'll recognize this experiment. By magnetizing the needle and carefully placing it on top of the water with Michelle's eyebrow tweezers, we know we have created a very rudimentary version of a compass. But in time, someone will come along and create something like this. This muscle test is like version 1. And it truly is a compass for humanity. And do you remember what I said earlier, that we are connected by our consciousness to one source? Well, think about what this muscle test can be used to tell the truth about. Basically everything that has ever occurred in our universe. Thank you for the question, Stardutch. So how do you tell whether you are being lied to? This is part 2 on the muscle test. If you want to know why the muscle test works, please watch part 1. I've shown you the muscle test that you can do by yourself by interlocking your fingers, but it can also be done with a partner. The muscle test can be used to tell whether something is truthful, even if the test subject doesn't know what the content is. The test subject, in this case my son, holds one arm outstretched. Resting one arm on his shoulder, with the other hand I put 2 fingers on his wrist. I first verify that I have permission to do the test. As I explained in my previous videos, this is to verify that my intention has truth, has integrity. I have permission to do this test, resist. Then I say my statement to see whether there is truth in it, and apply a small amount of pressure onto his wrist. If the test subject arm stays strong, it has truth. If it goes weak, it does not. In this case, my son wouldn't actually know the contents in these books, even if I didn't put them in the envelope. In your hand is truthful, resist. Book you hold on your chest calibrates over 200, resist. I speak about level 200 here in reference to the level of integrity, that is truth, according to the map of consciousness. As you may know, anything below level 200 does not. Again, the test subject does not have to know what the item is. In fact, I can hold the item in my mind and it will work the same. The person I'm holding in mind calibrates over 200, resist. The more practice you have, the more difference in resistance you'll be able to feel with the same amount of pressure you apply. The person I'm holding in mind is truthful, resist. As you practice it with your partner, you will get better and better at it. I can definitely feel the difference even when I apply a similar amount of pressure. As I've stated before, there are prerequisites for this to work. Environmental prerequisites as well as the people that are doing the test. I will talk more about the prerequisites in my next video. Thank you for listening.